then she looks at me, Maria. She looks me dead in the eye and says, Hugo, did you get over from your cold yet? And I just froze. I didn't know whether to sneeze or correct her grammar.
Oh, Hugo. While her concern was certainly endearing, her prepositional redundancy was, technically speaking, quite staggering.
Staggering? It was a linguistic train wreck. But that's the thing, right? She's a solid B2 learner. She knows her tenses, she can write a mean essay, but the second we're just hanging out, the phrasal verbs start attacking her.
Precisely. And that is exactly what we are diving into today. Welcome back to the Mrs. A English Interactive Podcast. I am Maria, your structure specialist.
And I'm Hugo, your communication coach. Today, we're talking about the stuck intermediate plateau, that annoying place where you feel like you're doing everything right, but you still sound like a robot that's low on batteries.
It is a fascinating psychological and linguistic phenomenon. Many learners at the B1 and B2 levels possess what we call a jagged profile. They might understand a complex academic lecture, yet they struggle to navigate the high-speed, idiomatic nature of a casual conversation with native speakers.
Exactly. It's like you've learned all the rules of the road, but the second you get on the highway, everyone is driving on the wrong side and using secret hand signals. You feel lost. You feel stuck.
The data supports this. While an intermediate learner can function effectively with a vocabulary of approximately 3,000 words, the average native speaker employs over 20,000. However, the real friction isn't just the number of words, Hugo. It's the origin of those words.
Here's the thing. Textbooks love the fancy words. They teach you extinguish, arrive, and tolerate. But in the real world, if I say I extinguish the candle, people are going to look at me like I'm wearing a tuxedo to a pizza party.
A pizza party in a tuxedo? That is a vivid image. But you are correct. Most of those single-word verbs are Latinate in origin. They come from Latin or French. They are the LinkedIn of the English language, professional, polished, and a bit stiff.
And phrasal verbs? Those are the TikTok or the Instagram side. They're Germanic. They're the heart of how we actually talk when we're comfortable. Instead of extinguish, we say put out. Instead of arrive, we show up. Instead of tolerate, we put up with.
This etymological, excuse me, Hugo. I should say, this history of words divide is why learners feel robotic. They default to the Latinate synonyms because they feel safer. They are often cognates in other European languages. But by avoiding phrasal verbs, you are essentially avoiding the soul of English communication.
And that brings us to the biggest boss of them all, the verb get. If English was a video game, get would be the final boss. It's everywhere. But because it's so common, it's where everyone makes those high-friction mistakes that scream, I'm a student.
One of the most prevalent errors, which you mentioned in our cold open, is the redundant use of the preposition from with the phrasal verb get over.
Have you got over from your cold? Wrong. It's just get over. Maria, give us the professor reason why.
Technically, get over is an inseparable phrasal verb. That means the verb and the particle are glued together, like, well, what is your favorite analogy, Hugo?
Peanut butter and jelly. You can't pull them apart once they're in the sandwich. If you say get over from, you're trying to add a third ingredient that just ruins the flavor.
A linguistic condiment too many. In English, when you recover from a sickness, a disappointment, or even a bad relationship, you simply get over it. You do not need from because the over already implies the transition from the state of illness to the state of health.
Think of it like a mountain. You don't get over from a mountain. You just get over it. You're on one side, you climb the peak of that flue, and you come down the other side feeling great. No from allowed on the mountain, folks.
It is a classic case of L1 interference, where the learner's brain is trying to map the logic of their native tongue onto English. Many languages require a preposition like from or of to show the source of the recovery. But English is famously idiosyncratic.
Idio what now? Translation alert? Maria means English is just weird and likes to make its own rules.
Precisely. It is unpredictable. And for the intermediate learner, this unpredictability creates grammar anxiety. You're so worried about which little word, which particle to use that you end up not speaking at all. Or worse, you speak like a 19th century textbook.
And nobody wants to be the person at the barbecue saying, I shall now depart from this gathering. Just say, I'm getting out of here. But wait, even that has a trap, doesn't it?
It does. Many students say, I am getting out from the car.
There's that from again. It's like a ghost that won't stop haunting our sentences. It's get out of. Think of a car like a box. You're in the box. Now you're out of the box. I got out of the taxi. He got out of a bad meeting.
These are the subtle markers of the plateau. To break through, you have to stop translating and start noticing. You have to listen to how native speakers use these Germanic constructions to build connection, rather than just using Latinate verbs to convey information.
It's the difference between being a language learner and a language user. A learner follows the map. A user knows the shortcuts. And today, we're giving you the shortcuts to the Get Kingdom.
We have a lot more to get through, if you'll pardon the phrasal verb. We need to discuss transitivity, the car trap, and how to use these in a high-level 2025 debate.
I'm going to need a serious caffeine hit before we talk about transitive anything. My brain is already starting to feel like a background app that's crashing.
Go grab your coffee, Hugo. I shall stay here and ensure my notes are perfectly set up.
See, she's doing it. She's using phrasal verbs. We'll be right back, guys.
Don't go anywhere. We are just getting started.
And we are back. I hope you settled in. There's another phrasal verb for you, and you're ready to really dive into the meat of this lesson.
Welcome back, everyone. Now that we have established the historical why behind the intermediate plateau, we must examine the how, specifically the syntactic mechanics.
Whoa, syntactic mechanics. Maria, remember the rule.
My apologies, Hugo. I mean the sentence-building rules. To move past the plateau, you have to master transitive phrasal verbs.
Translation time. A transitive verb is just a target verb. It's a verb that needs an object, a target, to make sense. If I just say, I'm looking into, you're going to ask, looking into what, Hugo? I need a target, like, I'm looking into the new AI regulations.
Precisely. Now, within these target verbs, we have a major friction point for B2 learners: separability. Technically, some phrasal verbs are separable transitive constructions.
Separable? Let's call those splittable verbs. This is where you can put your target word in the middle or at the end. You can say turn off the light or turn the light off. Both are 100% correct.
However, and this is the kicker, as you say, there is a strict rule regarding object pronouns. If your target word is a pronoun like it, him, her, or them, you must place it in the middle.
This is huge, guys. This is the it sandwich. You can say pick up the phone or pick the phone up. But if you use it, you can only say pick it up. If I hear you say pick up it, my brain does a little 404 error dance. It sounds
robotic. It signals to a native speaker that you are still translating from a language where the pronoun usually follows the entire verb phrase. To sound like an active user, you must embrace the it sandwich.
Look at Maria, getting all active user on us. But she's right. Think of it like a split screen in a movie. The verb stays on the left, the particle stays on the right, and the pronoun, that little it, jumps right into the middle of the action.
Now, let's talk about the logic of these particles. Many students feel that phrasal verbs are random. But according to conceptual metaphor theory, pioneered by Lakoff and Johnson, these particles are actually quite logical.
Okay, conceptual metaphor theory. Let's just call that the logic of the little words. These words like up, down, off, and out aren't just random sounds. They represent physical feelings.
Correct. For example, consider the particle UPEP. In English, we have a grounding metaphor, where completion is UPE or visible is UPEP. This is why we say finish up, clean up, or loom up. You are bringing the action to its highest, most complete point.
And happy is up. That's why we cheer up. When you're sad, your shoulders go down, your head goes down. When you're happy, everything goes up. If you understand that up means more or finished, you can start guessing what new phrasal verbs mean without a dictionary.
On the contrary, down often signifies decrease, failure, or sickness. We turn down the volume. A machine breaks down, or we come down with a cold. It represents a loss of status or energy.
See? It's not a Lego set where you just snap random blocks together. It's more like a modern mirror reflecting how we feel in the real world. If you're talking about the 2025 debate on low Earth orbit satellites, which is a huge topic this year, you might talk about scaling up production or cracking down on space junk.
Speaking of those high-level debates, Hugo, we must address the modal verbs. These are helper words.
Nice translation, Maria.
Thank you. These helper words like must, might, and should cause immense friction because learners often try to add a to after them. They say, we must to investigate the AI risks.
Must to? No, no, no. Modals need a naked verb. No, to, no, ing, no, ed. Just the base form. We must investigate. We might win. Think of the modal like a VIP pass. It lets the next verb stay exactly as it is, totally naked and natural.
And then there is the confusion between mustn't and don't have to. This is a logic trap. Mustn't is for prohibition. The action is forbidden.
It's a red light. You mustn't use AI to cheat on your exams. It's illegal. Forbidden.
However, don't have to signifies a lack of obligation. The action is allowed, but it is not required.
That's an optional lane. You don't have to use a tablet in class, but you can if you want. If you mix these two up in a professional meeting in 2025, you're going to cause a lot of redundancy, which Maria hates, and a lot of confusion.
It's about pragmatic nuance. It's the difference between getting by and getting through to someone. To break the plateau, you have to move from just knowing the word to feeling the intention behind it.
I love that. Feel the intention. All right, I think everyone's brain is officially filled up. Let's take a quick breather. When we come back, we're going to put all of this into a real-world 2025 test.
Take a moment to process. We will return shortly to hammer out the final details.
See you in a minute. And we are rolling for the home stretch. If you're still with us, you're already halfway to beating that intermediate plateau. Give yourself a high five, or at least a very satisfied nod.
Welcome back, everyone. We have analyzed the history and the structure, but as the 2025 academic cycle emphasizes, knowledge without application is merely data. Hugo, are you ready for our real-world simulation?
You know I am. All right, class, here is the setup. It is 2025. You are at a global conference, and the topic is one of those high-friction debate points, the corporate acquisition of single-family residences.
That is a very dense topic, Hugo. Are you sure our learners can handle the lexical density of an economic housing debate?
Oh, they can handle it if they use their shortcuts. Maria, I want you to play the robot. Give me the textbook perfect, super formal version of an argument. Then I'll show everyone how to active user it.
Very well. The government must to investigate why companies purchase houses. It is necessary that we extinguish this trend before it should likely destroy the market.
Oh, Maria, that hurt. Did you guys hear those plateau traps? Maria, let's break down. Translation. Simplify the first mistake.
I said, the government must to investigate. As we discussed in the last segment, must is a helper word, or modal auxiliary, and it never, under any circumstances, takes the to infinitive.
Exactly. It's the government must investigate. It's like a VIP pass at a club. The verb investigate doesn't need to wear a fancy to tie. It just walks right in.
And my second error, we should extinguish this trend.
Extinguish? Maria, are you a firefighter? In a real conversation, even a professional one, extinguish sounds like you're reading from a 17th century scroll. We need a phrasal verb there. We should get rid of this trend or crack down on it.
Get rid of or crack down on. Consequently, those feel much more dynamic. But what about my final sentence? Before, it should likely destroy the market.
That's a classic B2 mistake. In the 2025 debate world, when we talk about the future, we don't say should likely. We say will likely. The corporate buyout will likely destroy the market. It's cleaner, it's faster, and you don't sound like you're second-guessing yourself.
So the active user version would be, the government must look into the housing crisis and crack down on corporate buyers, or they will likely ruin the market for everyone.
Boom! Now that is C1 level English. You're using look into instead of investigate, and you fixed your modals. Now, let's try one more. Maria, give me a sentence about generative AI in the classroom.
Students mustn't use AI to write essays, but they don't have to avoid it for research.
You almost had it. But you did it again. Mustn't to.
Old habits die hard, Hugo. It is simply, students mustn't use.
Right. And remember the it sandwich? If I say AI is a great tool and students should pick up it early, is that right?
Absolutely not. Pick up is a splittable verb, or separable phrasal verb. When you use the pronoun it, you must separate the verb and the particle.
Students should pick it up early. Think of the it as the peanut butter inside the sandwich. You can't have a peanut butter sandwich if the peanut butter is sitting on top of the bread. It's got to be in the middle. Pick it up. Turn it on. Get over it.
This is what separates the textbook learner from the social master. It is the ability to use these Germanic phrasal verbs with the correct the correct sentence-building rules.
Here's the thing, guys. English isn't a Lego set. You can't just snap random blocks together and hope they fit. It's more like a Google map. Maria gives you the broad view of the whole city, but I'm showing you where the specific pins go so you don't get lost.
I know your brain might feel overloaded right now. Moving from B2 to C1 is not a linear path. It is a qualitative shift in how you perceive the language. You are no longer following rules. You are expressing a personality.
And personality is what gets you the job, the friend, or the yes in a debate. Don't be afraid of the phrasal verbs. Don't avoid them because they're weird. Embrace the weirdness.
Precisely. If you are stuck on the plateau, the best thing you can do is live the English. Listen to 2025 podcasts, read the latest tech debates, and most importantly, notice how the native speakers use get.
And don't forget the most important rule of all. If you make a mistake, just get over it. See what I did there? No, from.
Very clever, Hugo. I believe it is time to wrap things up. Another phrasal verb meaning to finish.
You got it. But before we go, we need to leave you with a little pocket guide for your brain. Stop adding from to your phrasal verbs. It's get over the flu and get out of the car. Keep your helper words, modals, simple. No to after might, can, or should. Use the it sandwich. Pick it up. Don't pick up it. Done.
Technically speaking, that is a very efficient summary.
I try. All right, guys, that's all for our deep dive today. If this helped you break through your plateau, do us a favor.
Please remind them to like and subscribe. It helps our community grow and ensures we can continue providing these structural deep dives.
We will see you next time on the Mrs. Next English Interactive Podcast. Keep talking, keep connecting, and don't let those little words get you down.
Goodbye, everyone.
Peace out.